Understanding personal identification numbers, PINs. A personal identification number, PIN, is a numerical code widely utilized in electronics financial transactions, particularly to enhance security during electronic payment processes. PINs are most commonly linked to debit and credit cards and are required at various points during transactions, such as ATM withdrawals or retail purchases. The primary function of a PIN is to protect users against unauthorized transactions and to ensure that only the account holder can access their funds. Key takeaways. A PIN is a numerical code that adds security for financial transactions. It is mostly associated with debit cards and required for various transactions. Users should select a PIN that is difficult to guess and contains no personal information such as birthdays or social security numbers. The role of a personal identification number, PIN. When consumers acquire debit or credit cards, they typically select or are assigned a unique PIN. This PIN is required to authenticate transactions at ATMs or during point-of-sale transactions at retail locations. In addition to financial transactions, PINs also play roles in security systems for homes and mobile devices, serving as an identification method that verifies an individual's identity. The importance of security. The necessity of a PIN is highlighted by its function in reducing the risk of fraud. In instances where card transactions are becoming increasingly easier and faster, having a PIN serves as a protective measure against unauthorized access. Even online transactions may use variations of a PIN system for additional verification. IRS and tax returns. Another critical application is within the tax system. The IRS provides an identity protection PIN. This 6-digit number is used in electronic or paper tax filings to help prevent identity theft and ensure that the right individual is filing the return, reflecting the versatile usage of PINs beyond financial transactions. Card security and PIN generation. PINs typically range from 4 to 6 digits and can either be generated by the issuing bank or chosen by the user. The PIN is usually communicated separately from the card itself, enhancing security. Banks adopt various strategies to ensure PINs are unique, using algorithms and coding systems to issue them. When establishing a PIN, it is crucial to avoid easy-to-guess combinations. It's advisable not to use simple strings like 1234 or personal data such as birthdays, which can often be easily deduced. Electronic transaction processing involving PINs. The processing of electronic transactions encompasses several parties, including the merchant's acquiring bank, the credit card processing network, and the issuing bank. The incorporation of a PIN during transactions provides an additional layer of verification from the cardholder at the point of sale. The transaction process generally operates as follows. 1. A customer submits their card for payment. 2. The merchant requests authorization from the processing network. 3. The processing network contacts the issuing bank to verify the information against fraud and confirm that the cardholder has sufficient funds. 4. Upon verification, a response is sent back through the network, authorizing the transaction. By implementing these layers of security, merchants and banks enhance the overall safety of electronic transactions. Differentiating between a PIN and a password. While both serve security purposes, there are significant differences between a PIN and a password. Format: a PIN is a numerical sequence, while a password can contain letters, numbers, and special characters. Length: PINs are typically shorter, while passwords can be more complex and longer. Storage: PINs are generally stored locally, while passwords may be stored securely on servers and often encrypted. Best practices for creating a strong PIN. To underscore the importance of security, here are several tips for choosing a strong PIN. 1. Avoid common combinations, steer clear of simple patterns or repeating numbers. 2. Do not use personal information, avoid easily guessed data such as birthdays or anniversaries. 3. Choose longer PINs. If permitted, opt for a PIN with more than 4 digits. 4. Random combinations. Consider generating a random set of numbers that is easy for you to remember but challenging for others to guess. 5. Change regularly. Changing your PIN periodically can minimize security risks. Frequently asked questions. How do I find my PIN number? If you forget your PIN, contact your bank for assistance. You may need to verify your identity before the bank can help you reset it. Do all debit cards have a PIN? Yes, all debit cards incorporate a PIN. However, certain transactions may not mandate its use depending on the nature of the transaction or the vendor. Is my debit card's CVV number the same as a PIN? No, a CVV number is used for online or phone transactions to validate the card, whereas a PIN is utilized for in-person transactions to ensure the person using the card is authorized. How do I activate my debit card PIN? Activation usually involves using the card at an ATM or making a transaction requiring the entry of the PIN. Follow prompts based on your bank's guidelines for activation. Conclusion. A personal identification number, PIN, is a critical element of security in both financial transactions and various electronic systems. By employing best practices when creating and managing PINs, consumers can significantly enhance their security and reduce the risk of fraud or unauthorized access to their financial accounts. Understanding the function and secure implementation of a PIN is essential for anyone engaged in electronic transactions in today's digital economy.